My name is Lonwabo Marele and welcome to Aramanias. Today, at Successful Journals, we are a digital wealth magazine, a business talk show, and a media consulting agency. We specialize in advertising space, corporate articles, and online digital strategies. And today we have Truimph Baloyi as well as Percy. It is the live interview of The Art of Triumph, their debut book. And just before we continue, the book is about a young man from Kraaifontein who had a choice to choose between gangsterism as well as rugby. He chose the latter, and from a young age, he moved from Kraaifontein to a different province. Through the ups and downs of moving from Western Cape to a different province, he encountered some battles as well as some challenges and success stories. And today is a pleasure and honor to welcome both Truimph Baloyi as well as Percy. Truimph, it's good to have you again here. Just tell us a bit more about yourself.
So, hello, once again, everybody's here. Thank you for coming. I'm trying to I'm joking. I'm trying to I come from Kraaifontein. Um, went to school in Kraaifontein too. Um, yeah, I grew up in Kraaifontein. Um, yeah, that's about me. I'm a rugby player as well as a author now and also an entrepreneur. That's about what I'm trying to do.
Yes. And thank you very much, Truimph. We also have Temane, who's a poet and the co-author of the book.
Hello, everyone. Thank you all for coming. There's also not really much to say about me. I mean, I'm a poet and I helped find with this book. That's only because my brother over here actually saw something in me when he approached me with the concept. And it wasn't something I do because I specialize in poetry, but he asked me and was up for it. And I said, definitely. And to be open today after having worked on his debut book, it's just a real blessing all of it. That's pretty much what it's all about.
Fantastic. Right, gentlemen, just with regards to going forward, tell us how did the concept come about and the name, The Art of Triumph?
Well, the concept was the easy part. I mean, it's his story. I had the easiest job in the world, that's putting it into words. My brother next to me had to live it. He had to go through the experiences, make the hard choices. I just had to put it all down in writing. And then the name came after the book was done. And I think Triumph will better explain how the name just fit when he sent me that WhatsApp, like, this is what I feel the book should be.
So the book, the question was,
How did the, how did, how did the book come about as well as the process and the name, The Art of Triumph?
how the book came about. I always wanted to write a book, but my perspective of writing a book was you have to be old, you have to have crazy, you have to have a few billions and things. So I thought that was a perspective of how to write a book. But then I was like reading books and stuff, but the process that I'm going into, that I'm going, I didn't write it in detail. So I was like, "Look, let me write a book and see where it goes. And I'm gonna write the book constantly so that people and youngsters can walk with me while I'm writing the book. Not that they even when I'm a billionaire, when I'm a billionaire, and they're like, oh, there's the book, see, because of the finer details, they don't want to know. They want to know when did you cry? How was your last breakup? Like those details that it's a small steps and a small victories and small problems that happen that makes man
Fantastic. And just on that thought as well, at a very young age, you were introduced to rugby by one of your teachers in primary school. Just unravel how the story begins.
yeah, really into this. Okay, so I was a problem. Let me start with I was really a problem. I was really good. from others, I was very innovative, and I also energy in it. So what my grade one teacher would do, Mrs. Baloyi, she would send me and a few of my friends to go play while the whole school is going on. You still play, right? Go tackle each other. So when we get back into class, then we die. Then we can listen. That's, that's how it started actually. So, yeah.
Fantastic. And tell us the transition from Kraaifontein to Virginia Sports Academy at the age of 16. How was that?
It's quite emotional and emotional book. It's actually the first time I'm going to speak about it such face to face. Yeah, that was tough. It was really tough. Coming from recently from my mother's house, your mother's cook food, your family to a place that looks like it's a home. It's a home, Like I know Sonata will understand that process, and it was really tough, emotionally, mentally, physically. To break boundaries, I had to change my mindset. That's the main thing. The process of going there wasn't to be the next big thing, was to change the mindset. And years after my experience there, I actually got the answer why I actually went there. It's to change my mindset. Because you change the guy's mindset, you change the whole success. So that's the way about it. Okay, free set is also, but it's different to Western trade. Things are more, the economy is more, so city, free set is not really as developed as the Western trade. There's lots of things to do here, there's lots of opportunities here, what is in the free set. So that adjustment was started at such a young age. Yeah, this is adjustment was a bit, but I didn't enjoy it. I didn't enjoy it.
Fantastic. Right. As well as you mentioned something about the mindset, and it's vital for the mindset to always try to be positive at any cost. Just from your perspective, during these processes, we see what's going on outside, as well as what our communities are dealing with, whether it is with GBV, whether it is with gender-based violence or anything that's related to that negativity. Now, for a young man from Kraaifontein that is looking up to you, what words of encouragement would you say to them? And when they're going through such difficulty at home or around their communities, how can they deal with their emotions in a way that they don't suppress it, but in a way that they use it to a positive extent?
Two things. What we do things. Number one, your emotions. Emotions plays a big role in anything you do. Like your emotions really, if you can channel and allow your emotions to succeed, you become who you want to become. Because I feel like when you emotion, when you have a lot of emotions, you tend to make a decision. See, so when you can humble emotions, align it to success, then you will be successful. The second thing will be trust the person. And I went to Free State to be this big rugby player. I'm this thing about this. And give me now, I'm not worth it. It's too, and it's such a young age, 21, 22, so you understand. So I trust the process really. And then there will be one more, just one more. Patience. And being young, and you can go through your millennium, you can do this, you can get this, that. But being patient, buddy, it's gone. It's gone. Things will come, things will, as time goes on. If somebody told me at the age of 18, you're going to be a author, I'm like, another 20 years, let me show. That's what I would have thought. So trust the process. That's really important. Be patient. I wish I could say that's real secret. It's one of the secrets like the things.
I admire Baloyi for the decisions that we have taken in particularly very moments. Many youngsters out there would think that they would would have gone a different direction. However, he chose to stay disciplined. And I admire the things you speak about in your book when you say that you had faith in God. A lot of chapters in his book are based on how he was disciplined at home, as well as how he stayed faithful to God before he did anything, whether it is playing rugby or with school. It was always related to the fact of believing in God. Now, from your side, Triumph, just a bit about the book. What can people expect for the next book, as well as what can people expect in the book now, The Art of Triumph?
What you can expect in the first book. Number one, my journey to detail. Till the point where I broke down. And I remember in the book where I wrote about I was in the academy and it was down. You're missing parties, you're missing the 50th birthdays, you're missing weddings, you're missing funerals, you're missing a lot of stuff. Stuff that's like that's what I talk about when you're old, your children. I would be missing it. What was I doing at that time? I was waking up 3 o'clock in the morning, doing miles. So now I will know 3 o'clock in the morning, running a 3K in the precinct. That's what happens. And psychologically, I had to go to the precinct because the precinct broke me down, broke me to every form. I wasn't talking like the guys on the street anymore, like as you should, like gangsters and stuff. With this type of words, they had to the slang. I like more proper. Like they drilled me to be like, dude, you want to make it the top. You can't have this bad attitude and this bad mindset. You have to have discipline. You have to wake up 5 o'clock in the morning. You have to go to school. You have to eat this time. You have to go to school. You have to study. You have to after school. You have to practice. Then you have to sit in the book shop. Then you have to practice. And then late at night at 10 o'clock, you have to have some session. But it was like that for the 2 years. So that broke me. But it broke me nicely. At the moment, at that time, most people would give up. We went 5 guys down from Cape Town. I was the only one that's there. Because I knew at the start. You go back, stop at home, right? Stop. Parents have to eat eventually, and all those things. So I was like, nah, I'm gonna grind it out. There's lots of stories that I don't want to say because I'm gonna get emotional, but I wrote it down. And that's also why I wrote the book. Because lots of people ask me, how was it that start and how's your process? It's like, I can't say it. I just say, yeah, fine, yeah. But like, in the book, it goes to detail. Also, it talks about how I was because I have a bad attitude, And for change to happen, you have to first acknowledge that you are wrong. You have to first acknowledge this is a problem. And then change will start to happen. So my attitude had to change, all those things. And the only way that I know from my own soul, you beat it in. So yeah, that's
it's funny that he answered it right now because in the book he mentions that for every slang word that he used, they would punish him by beating him up. And it wasn't just him, the rest of the people that were there as well. But tell us about one of the guys from Cape Town that didn't have his bags unpacked for 4 days and he had to convince.
Yeah, okay, so I think we did on a Sunday. Sunday, that's what we were Saturday, 2016. Not 16. So the previous up, they told me like I can't start the exact time. So 9 o'clock in the morning, they told me, okay, we are interested in you. Please come with us. That's the police. I'm not there. 3 o'clock the same day, I was off. So I had to some bags here and there, and I was off. And on arrival, like just picture a house on the farm. Yeah. That's it. That's literally it's like a house on the farm. You coming from Cape Town, there's buildings and everything, yeah, there's water, the sea, yeah, those things. You know, like, psychologically already, for me, They were like, nah, I'm not gonna play those games. And then what happened was my roommate, he's a good friend of mine, he didn't unpack his bag. He was like, nah, I'm going to rugby get away. I'm going home. And like that was the first big thing, you know? Like you see, it will always be a problem. But you have to see deeper in it. Everything you do, you're studying and anything that you're doing, you're just walking. Look deeper than what you just do. There's a list of everything you need to do. But you have to go personally, you have to go deeper into what you do. So yeah.
It's fantastic to hear. And you made a point that you play your part as a young man representing the Western Cape as well as the family. Now, when the transition from Virginia Academy to university, there's a lot of temptation, there's a lot of lust. How did you deal with it?
Yeah, it made me go. Kansas made people question. You heard about that word? I'm gonna go south now.
So, transition to university, there will be parties, there will be people calling you, listen, you have practice tomorrow, but you can party today. How did you deal with temptation and lust?
Yeah, what is it? So for me, was it what I learned at the academy was the power of balance. Balance. You have to be here, be there, and also not miss out. So for me, going from high school to the first year, I knew from the get-go, and I had mentors that I had and still have, like Sabrina Sinatra, that also told me, buddy, you know, the grass not green on the other side. You know, there's more temptations on the other side. And from the get-go, I just got the balance. Got the balance. Personally, I'm a fun person. I'm a really fun person. Then you know it'll be fun. I'm a very fun person. But I needed to know that I had to work, I had to train, I had to write down my goals and all those things, and I had to get at each thing. And so that's technically what I did. I just got the balance on the get-go. So, yeah.
All right. You and Percy met in university. How did you two meet? Because when someone looks at you, you two completely different people.
That's actually a very funny story. I mean, what actually happened was I was in a room of one of our mutual friends. We were playing FIFA at the time and Truimph knocks on the door and then he came there looking for notes regarding a certain subject.
I was educational.
Yes, it wasn't educational visit for him. We were playing FIFA, but yeah, that's besides the point. We were playing FIFA, he walks in, we hit the pause button and then he got what he needed. After that, him and I went outside, you know, under the stars, we started talking, and he cross-questioned me. He's like, one of our other mutual friends told him that I write poetry. How would I do with writing a book? So in my mind, I'm thinking, okay, we're still in university. These questions are 5, maybe 10 years in the future. When we left those benches outside that night, he's like, we're starting the next day. And that's how it started. Like, I met him before in his roommate's room at the time, but it wasn't we made a connection. That night we made a connection far beyond just a normal standard friendship. That was a connection on a mental, emotional, and spiritual level. And that's how the meeting came about that led to this.
Fantastic. And what were some of your learning points from writing the book?
One of the biggest takeaways for me in terms of writing the book is something that I feel those who read it, no matter how old they are, is the lessons that they will learn. Because earlier I said my part was the easy part of the writing, yet to live it. Now, when you read the book, while I was listening, he can testify to it. There were moments where I would stop him and be like, hold up, I need to process this. Because while listening to his story, I visualized as I was writing that scenario and myself being in the scenario. So it makes you understand that no matter where you come from, no matter what you go through, no matter where you are raised, what the circumstances are, if you are given an opportunity, take it with both hands and work towards the future. It's important to know where you come from, but don't be so focused on where you're from that you don't understand or you don't see where you're going. And that's one of the biggest things I picked up while listening to his story, because from the start of it, it's the beginning of a journey. And he couldn't have seen at the start of that journey that took him to develop that he'd be sitting here right now. But as you read the book, you begin to see on every page, every chapter, you begin to slowly see the picture form. You see his life play out, and you begin to understand how, aside from the mentality that had to change, it was his faith in God that kept him grounded, because he understood that where he was coming from, there were a lot of issues and the choices were very few. And he had to make the choice to be like, okay, God has given me this opportunity. I'm going to use it and take it to the best of my abilities. Some people in that situation don't see the doors open because they're so focused on what's going wrong. But he actually saw the doors open, he walked through them. And this is where we are today.
It's powerful. I like how you use an example of a bamboo tree in the book. Just take us down what you with that analogy.
That was another one of those educational moments for me. I mean, I'm a poet, I write poetry based off everything that goes on around me, life and all of that. But that was a moment where I actually learned something new, because he raised that idea and the analogy about how a bamboo tree actually comes about and how long it takes. That was the first time. I mean, when you think of bamboo, you only think of pandas eating. You don't think of the process it kind of goes through. So while writing the book, I listened to it, and then when he left my room that night, I actually went onto Google to actually learn more about it so that I get the authenticity about it, make sure I get his analogy right, because it's something he grasped and he got. So for me to paint the picture properly in the book, I had to make sure I do my research and don't lose the essence and the genuinity of his message.
God works in mysterious ways. Some may think you down, but this is actually your comeback season. Tell us about how you use trading as fundamentals, as well as how you look at life.
Yeah, that's nice. So first of all, I'm not a trader. I'm not a trader. That's kind of so how that came about, I had lots of things on positive, and that's a good thing because you have to network. Network is very important in life because I think your context is your context. So the people that you have on your contact list is your contacts one day. So what happened was, I was keeping class. I was keeping class, and I went with my friend.
Mrs. Baloyi, did you hear that? He was keeping class. I'm not snitching.
So I skipped class to go with my friend in East class because there's like 30,000 class. So I went with him to class, and they were talking about his economics. And I was sitting in class, I don't know what the other was, but we were talking about the market. So I'm like sitting in class, there's a hangings and stuff. This is what I communication most of the other class. So there was like lots of grass. It was grass. And the lecturer was explaining, okay, this goes up and down. And this is selling the market, and this is institutional traders, the institutes trades. Because there are people now going to trading this. So I said, okay, now I like this. There's money, number one. And then there's now person that, okay, cool. After that, I think a weekend, then we went to Shanghai. So my friend is a trader. So he took me to tag along because I'm fun and everything, so I like a nice fun. And then I went there, and I was speaking about fundamentals. And he was speaking about technical analysis. And he was speaking about institutional trading. He was speaking about a lot of deep stuff. And I was like, okay, now I'm intrigued, man, I'm intrigued. What is this thing? This trading? Because it's like a big thing. Forex trading, that's in South Africa. It's now about 16 years, me and my friend Walton, we know about that. Something really big in South Africa now. So I was like, okay, fundamentals. What is fundamentals? Fundamentals is when the news come out, and it has such a big impact on the movement of the market. So I'm like, okay. So I'm a cell when it's a big problem or my violence. So I'm like, okay, do mine. But I'm listening, like, going back and forth, what you gonna say? Put in that thing. Sell it. I was sitting like, show back. So my place. So I'm like, okay, cool. So typical analysis is back into that mindset. But just say that institutional trading is the biggest. They're the biggest in the so they move them all. So if you can fill up with it, you can make money. But if you fill up against them, yes, you don't see anything. So I was like, okay, cool. That's good. On our way back to push, I'm asking her, what's good, man? Because I'm saying, I mean, rest, man, just be like on the exact day, man, like 8 days. So I'm like, okay, no, I'm just like, well, okay, help me out. So like, okay, no, school, I'm gonna help him. But then I was like, okay, wait, didn't we do research on how much money am I gonna have to put into this? And all this. As I was sitting in my room, I keep calls again. I sat and I was like, okay, wait a minute. So life the market goes up, then it goes down, then it goes sideways, but then it goes again up. Why? And I was like, oh, wait a minute. You're in a in your life now. How about you take the ring and your life? And you see the regime. So I was like, okay. When I left home, was a big opportunity. I went down. So, okay. So now that now was by. And then things come in life where you go through a breakup. People pass away. Financial problems. And then what happens to your life? It goes down again. But remember the thing I was always the overall movement is upwards. It's just like your life. The overall movement, you're gonna go through ups and downs, ups and downs. In times in life that you're just gonna be neutral. You're gonna do the same person that you were last time, same place, same everything. Same, it's part of life. But remember that the overall movement in life and the training world is up. So that was a lesson I got out of it. It's powerful. A round of applause, ladies and gentlemen.
Now, Truimph, you are more than just a rugby player as well as an author. Tell us about Vibe the brand as well as Truimph as an entrepreneur.
Vibe the brand. So Vibe the brand is a clothing line. I started in the lockdown. Should I tell the story how it came about? Okay, so what happened? Lockdown happened, and my mother was like, "Okay, show me. Let's not go what? So I go back to it." So I'm like, "Oh, man, so what?" Okay, we go work. I was fortunate enough in the COVID period to get a job. That's the thing that you follow with that. I got the job at Exact. Um, I was like, personally, I didn't want to be there, because you have so much culture. I want to be that, I want to be that, and then like, boom, from good retail. So did retail for about 2 weeks. But the way I am is every situation I get, I look deeper in it. You have to look deeper. And as I was at the work you did for those 2 weeks, me and the manager, remember I was 2 weeks there, me and the manager go back and forth. How was it? Okay, so I'm not so confident. How can I get that? Okay, so what happens you turn it over? What happens here? What happens here? Okay. So the book is where does it go to? So we have to catch up at the end of the day. And now like I'm a week, a few days, I'm asking this question. Like, also questions I was asking. And I was like, well, I can't wake up 7 o'clock, come back on 7 o'clock. So I'm like, Mommy, I'm gonna quit. She's like, you're gonna quit? You're gonna work in 2 weeks? She's like, I'm gonna quit. But back in my mind, I have a plan. I have a plan. Yeah, I have a plan. I'm like, okay. I was like, okay. You want to? Like, he who's stuff like this. I work in retail. I have better knowledge. Better knowledge. I'm like, okay. Open your closing bag. I started first. How I started with, I never had a business. I still actually don't have a business. Anybody running a business? There's a number. So what I started with, I took my national money. So national, I don't know how much it is, but I took a portion of that, and I was like, okay, it's time for you to invest in yourself. Invest in yourself. Create generational wealth. The aim is not to be rich, the aim is to have generational wealth. That's the aim. So I was like, okay, I'm going to invest in myself. I think that it's like 150 rand in myself. It's really little. And the first thing, I bought my first t-shirt. I remember it was a white t-shirt, with 500, whatever, and so on. And I sold that. And as I sold that one, I got on myself, like, okay, so this is how the system works. But one day later, you have to take a percentage. I never studied business, so I really don't know. So that, those 2 weeks were my education. So like, percentage, so that's the profits, that's your profits, that's what go to your savings, that's what go to pay something like that. Remember, that's now a t-shirt is like 150. So now I must do this match with 150. So now we can go like 20 rand, so the savings, but like the concept, start small and grow. And as that went further, we became 3 t-shirts, we became a tracksuit, we became taxes, we became shorts. Like, so now there's a variety of choice of stuff there, but it also by going to work retail. So that I feel like was my education. Going to retail, asking questions, listening to that. And that's how Vibe came about. And the vision for Vibe is I want to cater for the working class, for my people. The working class doesn't have the money to pay 1.5 for the tracksuit. My tracksuit is 600 because I'm catering for my people and also the working class. And I said we need to make sure that money circulates at least 5 times on myself and more jobs. So I came up with a strategy that we create, circulate, and then we export. So I mean, start your brand, start your business, with the community support. So the community support, the community grows. And after that, then we export. So that's the vision for Vibe at the moment. And it's also to get quality clothing to the farming sector, the farming of our towns and all those stuff, because there are towns in today's time that only has one shop, as only has store, only has, so being a young black man, I would like to penetrate that sector and that market and give back to the working class.
Are you sure you're 22? Now, I admire how you spoke about generational wealth and that money needs to circulate at least 5 times. It's very powerful. It's how our forefathers, what we can learn from the previous generation, as well as what we can teach the previous generations and the generations to come. I admire your thinking. It's very potent in the sense that you're not only looking at today, but you're learning from yesterday and creating something for tomorrow. All right. Now, just a snippet of what we can expect from the upcoming book. What can we expect? We actually decided, about the second book. We started writing the book. What's the day? Today's Friday. Today's Friday. We started writing the book on Wednesday. You guys don't sleep. Yeah, we started writing the book on Wednesday. We have one more chapter left. Then the book is done. Because as it changing the game, we really changing the game when it comes to writing, when it comes to orders and push. We're changing the game. Yes. As I said, people have to put me. A book takes 3 years. Our first book was 2 weeks. The second book is 2 days. They say, question the process, but you can't question the result.
because he has one question that. You understand? So we're really changing the game, and we really want investors to come on board so that we can open schools and stuff like that, because we all support writer, rappers, we all in the same topic. So that's the vibes. That's the vibe.
Just before we close off, where can people find you and both of you and Percy?
You can get me on Instagram. I'm from Ghana, Facebook, and also there's my number and my email address.
And then if you're looking for me, you can find me on Instagram, either at PrinceJ underscore the bar, which is PRINCE .J underscore the bar. Or you can just type in my name and surname, Percy Temane, and then it'll show up with my pen name, and that's how you get hold of me.
And it's actually amazing how this came along with Prince J, the but it's very for another day.
Sorry, I don't know what to say. No,
So you guys, what do you mean? No, we put in
This is to get something from you guys. Snippet, a chapter of the second.
This is just one chapter from the second book. It's titled Effects. She sat at a table writing a letter that she thought would never be delivered. But the words needed to be put on paper so that maybe one day someone will be able to relate and not make what she later considered to be a grave mistake. The letter came to my ears carried by the airwaves that blew my mind. In it, she wrote, "My heart is heavy. It is weighed down by the chains made from the pain I endured because I love you." She continued writing by borrowing the words from a popular Whitney Houston song, which read, "If I should stay, I will only be in your way. So I will go, but I know I will think of you every step of the way. Bittersweet memories, that is all I'll be taking with me. So goodbye, please don't cry. We both know I'm not what you need. I hope life treats you kind, and I hope you have all that you dream of. I wish you joy and happiness, but above all else, I wish you the best. And I will always love you." As young as she was, love was blind. She opened up her heart. At her most vulnerable, she accepted him with all his flaws. Her only intention was to spend close to eternity with him. This is her story. I met her when I personally delivered the clothing she ordered from me. As she walked out of the house with her son in hand, my heart slightly raced. I felt like, or rather it felt like, love at first sight. There was a short exchange of words and then I went on my way. I had to get her contact details quickly. With the passing of time, we socialized and began talking. Texts became calls, which later became video calls. We began to appreciate each other's company and feelings started to arise. I can genuinely say that I started falling in love with her. I was able to read between the lines, but I chose not to cry. Instead, I waited for the day that she and me would confide. As she later opened up to me, I could feel the pain she had endured. She and the father of her son had been broken up for a while. Just in being in her presence, I could feel how hurt she was, and she struggled to trust me. Problems eventually arose between her and the father of her son, who had since moved on. She was trying to support her child, but she did it with such grace and a smile on her face. Eventually, she sent me a message and told me about the past relationship that her son's father had had before he met her, and about how he left his oldest son like he was doing to her and her son. It felt like a chain reaction of events to me. I struggled to understand why messages, video calls, and even phone calls became so few and eventually stopped. After some time, she sent me a message informing me that the man who was now her ex had impregnated one of her closest friends while she was still in an abusive relationship with him. She always thought that she was wrong, but it was his conscience that was eating him up. Beating her up brought him some sort of relief. It was the constant beating that made her believe that she was always wrong. Out of a combination of love and fear, she lied about all the scars and bruises, hoping that he would one day change. She sat with emotional trauma, a chapter in her life that she'll never be able to unwrite. Knowing all of this, I don't blame her for not easily trusting me. I also don't blame her for not opening her heart to me. There were no words that could stitch the wounds that he opened. All I can say is that I loved her while it lasted, and I don't blame her. I don't blame you. Instead, I salute you for being the strong woman of color that you are. You represent the bloodline of our people. God gives his hardest battles to his strongest soldiers. I salute all our women of color. That was her story, written as a result of being with an abusive man. And this chapter ends with a quote from Truimph, which reads, "Let us as men stop the cycle of abuse, emotionally, mentally, and physically, because the man who did it all was once the young boy who witnessed it all."
Ladies and gentlemen, with no further ado, Baloyi, Percy. Thank you to each and everyone for coming today. God bless you all. And just a special thank you to Kelly Baloyi Consulting. And thank you to Mrs. Baloyi for organizing the classes, as well as the guys behind the camera and everyone for the support.
Hello, no? Hello. Hello, no? Hello.